first of all, just on behalf of Steve and I and everyone from Y Innovations, we just want to say thank you to everyone for coming. Yeah, this mic doesn't work. It's just for the. Yeah. It's cool to see everybody here. I know Secretary Garvin just said when I met with him first, he said, "Cool idea, never gonna happen." And I think that's sort of how Steve and I felt for a while too. Was this is a great idea, we're gonna make it happen, but in the back of our mind, well, hopefully. So it's just cool to be here and to see it having happened. And that's, I think, just a testament to everyone who's been involved with this project, and we've had some really great support. And so I just briefly want to say thank you to a bunch of people who've been involved. I'm not going to mention everyone, unfortunately, so forgive me if I forget anybody. But the first people I want to say thank you to are the people who without them, we never would have got this project off the ground. That's the people who helped us with our building plans. So we had a great architect, Sarita Sen, and a great structural engineer, Peter Payton. Unfortunately, they were both out of town for today, but they were amazing in getting this project off the ground. They took this sort of like crazy idea Steve and I had and turned it into real architectural sketches and got it through L&I, which everyone told me that was going to be the hardest part. If you can get it through L&I, then you can do it. And they made that happen. We also had some great engineers from Blake and Vaughn Engineering. Jeff Vaughn was super helpful. He donated several hours of his time working on our MEP plans. Pelsa doing all of our land surveying. They did that completely for free for this project, which is just incredible. So I want to say thank you to all of them. Also want to say thank you to everyone who made this possible from a financial perspective. There were, in addition to some great sponsors and organizations, we also had over 150 individual donors for this project. A lot of them are here today. And that's just very humbling to us, that people were willing to put their money behind a couple 18 and 19-year-olds and really believe in this vision. And so I'm glad we're able to say that we used your money well. Also to some of our bigger donors, we had One Main Financial Foundation was super supportive, the Insight Foundation, Laffey McHugh Foundation, we had the Cliff Bar Family Foundation, we also had the University of Delaware Proof Concept Fund. Christina's here. We had a lot of really generous support. We also had a few different corporate sponsors. Greg Gurev from My Sherpa was very generous. So we had a lot of people who really helped. So I want to thank them. I also want to thank everyone who helped build this house. The last ceremony we had, a lot of you were here. We were standing. This was just an empty lot, and we had the money, we had the plans, and it was like, all right, can we build it? And we were able to do it with the help of a lot of great subcontractors. We had Tim Dewson was here earlier from Dewson Construction, was super generous. He donated 3 of his guys' time for 3 days, framed up the entire building, and that was amazing. It was really, it was a little bit of a mess before they got here, but they straightened us out. And once we got that roof on, we were like, all right, yeah, no, we can do this. So they were super helpful. Had Mumford and Miller donated a bunch of time helping us with the foundation, which was amazing. Sunny Mac Solar donated 18 solar panels, which was incredible. So I want to say thank you to them. And then the final group of people I want to say thank you to are my parents, my mom and dad, who I think are here. Oh, there they are. They're hiding. As some of you know, I did leave college recently to work on this project, which was a little bit bumpy, but my parents have been super supportive. I really couldn't ask for more supportive parents, especially my mom, who actually helped us lay all of this sod, all of the landscaping she did. Yeah. She was even here. She was here yesterday morning picking up trash in the backyard before I was even here. So thank you, Mom and Dad. And that's enough of me, I think. Got a couple people here who wanted to say a couple brief words, and I'll turn it over to them. So the first one is Secretary Garvin.
Don't go anywhere. Hold on a second.
Okay.
So as Brennan had mentioned, he came in and met with me shortly after I became secretary, and he kind of laid out this idea. And I've known the Starks and the Burns for a very long time. Started back with baseball, and my son, who sends his regards, he is at rehearsal right now for
senior year, right?
Pippin, and so for anybody who wants to go see a really good play, come to Mount Pleasant Pippin. But he laid it out, and I mean, you could see the fire in your eyes and how excited. But I'm an old person, and I thought, oh, this 18-year-old has these great ideas, and I'm happy and excited, but I never expected that we were going to get here. And then you came in, and this is where I was really impressed. He came in and met with all of the directors at DENRAC and laid out his vision and what he was looking to do. And at that point, I started to turn. I started to realize that this actually might happen. And then, was it 11 months ago, we were here for the groundbreaking. And I would drive by every once in a while. Once I stopped, I did get in a little bit of trouble for parking in front of somebody else's house, but we'll let that go. But just kind of coming here today and seeing the fruits of your labor, I can't tell you how proud I am, how excited I am. Not just because I've known you for a very long time, but as Secretary of DENRAC, I mean, this is what we need. These are the kind of investments, the opportunity to have sustainable housing, and both from supporting our communities, but also supporting our environment. And you've done that with your hands and your labor, and I just can't tell you how much this means to the community, and how proud I am of you. And I don't know what your future holds. I know you're looking at potentially making additional investments, and I know this was just I hope the beginning, but I will always be here to support you in whatever you need. And I want to thank everybody else who supported you along the way. A lot of times we do things with our students and they talk about they are the future environmental stewards, and I always correct them to say that no, they're actually our current environmental stewards, and there's not a finer example than you and Stephen and this project and what you've done. So I just want to say congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm going to give this back to you.
Okay. Thank you, Secretary Garvin. All right, next up we've got Christina from the University of Delaware. Yeah. Hope it's not too much of a surprise.
Yeah, I thought it was a little later, but thanks. And thanks for inviting me. I usually have slides, which are a crutch, so I wrote some things, so I still have a crutch. So I'm Christina. I work at the Horn Entrepreneurship Center at the University of Delaware, where we've supported Brennan and Steve in a number of programs over the past 3 years, I guess, since 2017. And I wanted to start out by reading, it's a short, I have like 3 minutes of things to talk about, but one of the things that I wanted to start off with is reading our mission statement, because I think these two young men really well embody that. And so I just wanted to share that with you, because it's it's great to see that our mission is realized with these young men. So it's a little long, bear with me. Horn's mission is to empower world changers by delivering education programs that help students gain knowledge, skills, entrepreneurial capacities, first-hand experiences, and connections needed to realize their potential, create value from new ideas, and successfully and sustainably adapt to rapid change. So I don't think there's two people in our program that better embody that right now, or that I'm aware of. And so I just think that that's really cool that we can kind of see that in reality. So they definitely have found their passion. And they were, to Brennan's point about his hiatus from UD, a little too impatient to wait to solve the problems in the world today, and we really celebrate that. But if you want to come back at any point, we're always here. So we started working together in 2017 through the National Science Foundation Innovation Corps program. We gave them a grant for $3,000 to just explore the viability of this idea. I thought it was crazy, but I wanted to support him and have him, kind of figure that out on his own. That's all what we do. It's experiential. So they use that $3,000 to do a lot of traveling and meeting with customers and partners, et cetera. One of the places they went to was the Colorado Straw Bale Association Conference in Boulder. And I know this because he wrote a report about the impact of that conference. And then they also went to Moab, Utah, where they, quote, learned invaluable advice from the open house that they were doing there at the Community Rebuilds program. They had 3 straw bale homes, and he went to kind of see how that looked, just like we're doing here today. So it's kind of cool to see that come together 2.5 years later. After that, as Brennan mentioned, we gave him a $10,000 proof of concept grant from the Blue Hen Proof of Concept Fund. And that was used in part to build the proof of concept we see here. So I think it's a good MVP, and there's more to come. And then I just wanted to end with that Brennan is already giving back as an entrepreneur. He's a mentor in our Delaware Startup Launchpad program, which is for community entrepreneurs, non-university entrepreneurs. And he showed up at one of the evening sessions just covered in paint. He said it was ceiling painting day, so, you know, yeah. So that's his dedication. And I think, I mean, just to put it in context, it does take a village to raise a startup, and we're one of the resources in Brennan and Steve's village, and we're proud to be a resource to him. And I know there's more to come, so congrats on today and all your success, and more to come.